Welcome to the wonderful world of woodworking with the Australian designed and built Wood Wizz surfacing and sanding machines. This DVD will show you what you can achieve with these unique woodworking machines from start to finish. So sit back and enjoy the ride from start to finish. The Wood Wizz crane is handy for lifting slabs on and off the machine. This slab is a hard forest red gum being lifted onto the machine and into position. The slab weighs approximately 80 kilos. This crane allows for a one-man operation to lift and position the slabs onto the machine from a trailer or from a stockpile behind his Wood Wizz onto the bench without a struggle or injury. This crane is easy to use and is an optional extra. Watch how this rough slab is transformed into a perfectly level and finished tabletop. The dust collector is switched on from the control box. This saves the operator having to leave the machine to turn the dust collector on or off. The Wood Wizz machine is removing the high and uneven parts of the slab first and will then continue to level the whole slab. The depth of this cut is set to remove 3 millimeters in each pass. The depth depends on the type of wood being worked. Notice how cleanly the machine operates, removing the dust and shavings as it goes, only dropping shavings as the planer head exits the end of the slabs. Airborne dust is very, very low, making it a clean and healthy working environment. See how smoothly and quickly it removes the rough high spots from the surface of this red gum slab. Each step across the slab is predetermined by a gauge rack at the top of the gantry. It is only a matter of an effortless twist of the control handle and then moving the power head across. It will find its next cutting position on the gauge rack. This avoids cutting too wide and resulting in tear out, or cutting too narrow and wasting time. Now for the final cut. This is done by engaging the power feed. Machines can be ordered with or without the power feed. The power feed will move the gantry over the slab at a regulated and steady rate. The speed of the power feed can be altered to suit the type of wood being worked on. The cutter speed has been increased to high speed for this final pass. You can see how smoothly the gantry and power head transverses the slab and how little effort is required by the operator. On the final cut, only about 1 millimeter is being removed with each pass. This is all the depth needed to give a very fine finish and leaving a smooth and chip-free surface for the sander to finish off. Once the slab is leveled, it is time for the sanding process. The orbital sanding disc has an interface sponge pad and the sandpaper is attached by Velcro to this. The disc is screwed up through the large cutter to commence sanding. That's right, you don't have to waste time taking the cutter out. For sanding, only a very light down pressure is required. It is set by turning the handle at the top and locking it in at this pressure. The stainless steel gauge rack on the top of the gantry is then locked out to allow the sanding to be carried out in any direction. The sanding is very quiet and extremely easy to use, just gliding over the job piece with almost no airborne dust at all. That has to be good for your health. After working through the selected sandpaper grits, a polishing pad is then fitted. This gives the very fine finish that is needed for your work to stand out from the rest. You can now see the blemish-free finish that you get after sanding. Now that is a fine finish. Next, you will see the joining edging tool being used. This tool is used not only for edging and joining, but also for recovering slabs that are cupped, twisted or bent. Now, with the Wood Wizz machine, instead of discarding these slabs, rip them down the centre with a power saw and a straight edge. They will lie on the machine bed reasonably flat. Level them flat with the Wood Wizz and then use the joiner edging tool to run down the cut edge of the slab. This will give a perfectly square and smooth edge. This operation is best done by engaging the power feed and with cutter running at high speed. Notice the finger pointing at a knot in the slab, showing that there is no tear out of the knot. No tear out on any knots, highly figured grain or fiddleback. You can also bring both halves of the slab back together and run the joiner edging tool between them, taking a cut from both sides at the same time. This will give a straight cut to both sides and prepare the edges of the slabs for gluing so that it can be joined together again to make it a whole level slab. When the slabs are glued and clamped back together, you will have a nice tight glue line that will take a keen eye to find. The Wood Wiz can be used for other applications as shown here. This shows the superiority of this machine compared to any other. As well as levelling slabs, the machine can also be used for other applications as shown. Like these four 100-year-old hardwood bridge planks, 250mm by 100mm, or 4 inches by 10 inches in the old scale, ready to be levelled. The same planks now levelled on both sides within a very short period of time. It's hard to believe that they were the same dirty old planks that we started with. You can now take advantage of recycled wood, and it's well worth the trouble. It is very dry and stable, and if you hit a nail and chip the blades, it is only a matter of turning the blades 90 degrees and going again. The replacement tips are not expensive, and the cutter head will not be damaged. The planks are now turned onto their edges to allow the edges to be planed. When they are clamped together for gluing, even though they are 75mm thick, they will still form a tight glued joint. It is important for this step to position the planks vertically. This is done by using a spirit level, and this will then give a perfectly square edge. The planks are clamped together to show that they are now dead square and finished. Try putting these through your thicknesser or jointer. No thanks. The planks are placed on their flat and clamped together edge to edge to show how tight these 75mm thick planks will join. They will be doweled and glued together to be used as a bar top for a country hotel. Red gum burls, or any burls for that matter, can be levelled to a very high standard without any tear out. The Wood Wiz seen here is removing about 4mm with each pass. Burls are easy work for the Wood Wiz, but can be very difficult using any other method. Notice how easily the dust extraction system works, removing the dust from the job very efficiently with the dust tower, following the power head around without any resistance to the operator. And the finished article, a beautifully finished river red gum burl. The job can be done with ease and confidence, and the operator can calculate a time frame for the job and charge accordingly. Let's see a few other things that can be done on the Wood Wiz. These fence posts are ready to be checked out for rails. Now see the finished fence posts after being checked out using the Wood Wiz. The Wood Wiz can be used to groove out fence capping and other articles. Squaring and tapering veranda posts is a breeze on this very versatile machine. These are some of the finished items from slabs and burls made into very fine furniture. Have a look at the quality finish of these pieces of furniture, from a boardroom table down to a bench top cutting board. All done on the Australian designed and built Wood Wizz Machine. You have now seen how this incredible machine can help you. Whether you are a furniture maker, a hobbyist, a school or a club, this machine is for you. The Wood Wiz is also a valuable asset for sawmillers who want to put a high finish on their slabs to add value and be rewarded with a much higher profit for their hard work and timber. Value for money, how can you operate without one? The Wood Wiz is the only way to go. Work smarter, not harder. Now that you've seen it, how can you be without one? Contact Wood Wizz Machinery for further information by emailing les@woodwiz.com. The Wood Wiz name is registered in Australia. Official number 779855. All Wood Wizz machines are patented in Australia and America.